So in high school, mental health wasn't something that was talked about really ever. And the moment that I always share is that when I was in grade 9, my best friend stopped me in the middle of class. We were in guitar class, and he looked me in the eyes and he just flat out said, he was like, "Tonight, I'm gonna kill myself." And I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do, and I actually didn't do anything. And luckily there was someone there who could and did, but it really stuck with me. So then further on in my journey, when other people started sharing about their own struggles and about their own mental illnesses or their journeys with mental health, and we still weren't talking about it, that's kind of the push of like seeing those around me, and especially when my siblings started to struggle. And something that just recently I was able to share of growing up in a small town in a more kind of homophobic area. I never got to share my own mental health story because I didn't want to share that piece of my identity. I didn't want the world to know I was gay. And for me, that was in high school, the decision of either, like the only time I ever considered suicide was ending my life or continuing and pretending to be straight for the rest of my life. Because I just didn't want to accept my sexuality. So now that I'm out, I'm able to share that, and hopefully Injector gives me that platform to be able to share that with other youth who might be going through the same thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. For me, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 12 months. So basically I have to roll around in a wheelchair for long distances, and I also walk with crutches. And in elementary school, obviously, you know, when your peers are as young as, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, when they see someone on crutches, I think the easiest thing for them to do in terms of trying to understand it would be to bully that person. So I was bullied quite a bit in elementary school. It was a dark time in my life. On the worst days, I was whipped with skipping ropes. I was tied to flag posts. I was called things like cripple or useless, or I was told that my parents don't love me because of my disability and they're going to give me away someday. And I remember thinking, I would hear all that stuff at school every day, but I would go home and be showered with love. And I think I was lucky enough to have a family who always showed me love, and I never really noticed my disability when I was at home. So I was a little bit confused, and I was a little bit lost when I would go to school and I would hear these negative things. I thought my life was going to be this really dark place. I know that I don't remember, talking at all, really. Like during recess and lunch, I didn't have a voice. And what ended up happening was, at 12 years old, I heard the real Slim Shady for the first time on the radio. And I was mind blown.